evening. So I'll be showing you how to use the loyalty points module or feature. So first you want to do is come to settings, and under settings you see reward point settings. So just click on enable reward points, and then I'll walk you through this. So you can call it anything you want to call it: loyalty reward, loyalty points. So this is what we display on the POS when your cashier is selling. So this for the earning point setting. So amount spent for unit points. So how much do you want to give for 1 unit is what this means. So for example, for every 1,000 naira people spend, you want to give them 1 unit, or for every 2,000, for every 3,000. So I'm going to leave my own as 1,000 naira. So for every 1,000 spent, they get 1 unit. This is what it means. And do I want to have any minimum order total to any reward? So it means that how much minimum should the customer spend to get the reward points? I'll leave that as 1 also. So that means they can spend any amount. So for example, if you want to give loyalty points when they spend at least 100,000 naira, you can set 100,000 naira here. So this is what it means. So maximum, do you want to maximize it? What's the maximum amount that should be spent to get the loyalty points? So for example, when you spend more than, if you spend up to 1 million, or you don't want to give anybody any loyalty points from 1 million upward, so you can put 1 million here. So anybody that exceeds 1 million won't get points for for the 1 million upward. They only get 1 million and below. Then when they want to use their loyalty point, this is what the redeem point settings mean. So of course you can leave this maximum point order blank if you don't want to any maximum. Then when the customer wants to redeem their points at the event, you can come here to set that. So it's very simple. If you put 1 point here, what it means is that for every 1 point that they have is equals to $1 or 1 naira in our case. So any point you put here, you divide the 1 divided by 2. So for example, if you want 1 point to be equals to, if you want 2 points to be equals to 1 naira, if you want 2 points to be equals to 1 naira, you divide 1 divided by 2. If you want 3 points to be equals to 1 naira, you divide 1 divided by 3, and you put the decimal here. If you want 1 naira to be equals to 4 points, you divide anything you want 1 divided by that number. So the highest value they can have here is 1, and then of course there's no limit. So 1 divided by any number, you can put it here. So I'm going to equate my own 1 naira to 2 points, so that will be 0.5. Then do you want a minimum order before they can redeem the points? So that means that they must buy something maybe worth 50,000 before they can use their points. If that's the case, then you put the amount here. So I'm going to leave it as 1 because I don't want any minimum. Then do you want any minimum points that can be used per invoice? So that means that maybe you want them to have grown their loyalty points to maybe 500 points before they can now start redeeming it. You can also put in points here. Maximum also, what's the maximum they can redeem per time? So for example, if somebody has 10,000 points and you don't want anybody to use more than 2,000 points per time, you can put it here. Then when do you want the reward point to expire? Loyalty point, when you want to expire, do you want it to expire within months or year? You can also set that here. If you want it to stay long, just put a ridiculous here. So for example, I can put 200 years, right? So put 200 years so that it will never expire in our lifetime. Let's put it that way. And then update settings. So I'm going to then go to POS. I'm going to show you a particular contact. So on my customer, I have this customer Red I will use. So he currently has 94 points, but I'm going to sell with the customer again so that the points can increase. So yeah, Rev. So I'm going to sell something that is expensive. Alright, so sell more. Alright, so I'm selling something worth 83,000. Let me check here. So currently it's showing that he has 94 points here, but I don't want to redeem any amount, so it's 0. Right, so I'm going to sell this. So our customer that had 94 points initially let's check how many points they have now, because they just bought something worth of 84,000. Go to contacts, go to customers. So our customer now has 190 loyalty points. Now if I go back to selling again, let's assume that I want to just sell this. So this is 1,000. If I want to use my loyalty points, I come here and I didn't choose him. So I choose the customer again. Then I come here. You see, it shows me that the customer currently has 190 points. So let's assume that the customer wants to redeem 100 points. If I put 100 here, it shows me the equivalent in currency that the person would be discounted. So I click on updates. So and the person is supposed to pay 1,000, and I click on cash. So you can see in my preview that it has deducted loyalty period minus 50 over here. Let me see if I can. Is there if I can make this bold? No. Let's see if I can make this bold. Okay. So yeah, so you can see my invoice loyalty reward minus 50. So that's me giving the customer a 50%, a $50 discount based on their points. Alright, so that's how loyalty points works. And like I said, you can rename it. So you use it under business settings here. It's on the sidebar as reward points. Alright, thank you.